Hi you guys, Angela here. Hey, I wanted to take a quick minute and drop a video in the Facebook group. The last day, maybe two, we've been talking a little bit about sponsorship. There's been some comments and things like that, questions about sponsorship. And I just wanted to drop a quick video and talk about this because it's such a big issue for all of us that do 12 steps or try to do 12 steps or hate 12 steps, whatever. So it's something I see over and over again. And in honor of full transparency, like I was super weird about sponsorship when I got sober. It was not a concept that I was like down for immediately right out the gate. It was a struggle for me. So I get where you're coming from. Also, in my sober living houses, I see this a lot too. I feel like we have a tendency to kind of overthink it. And remember, you're not marrying this person, right? This is no different than if you hire a coach or something. Like, you can fire us as your sponsor, and as your sponsor, I could fire you too, you know? So don't feel like you're getting into this major commitment and there's no way out of it and it's so serious and like this person is going to be your boss or something. Like, that's not what it's about at all. The other thing I wanted to talk about is remember that we are just people as sponsors. Like, literally, we are just people just like you. We have our own issues. Every single sponsor kind of has their own way of doing things. You know, many years ago, when I really sponsored a lot of people, I did ask them to call me every day. And I had good reason for that because my time is fairly limited, right? And if I'm going to work with somebody, I will give you every ounce of energy and time that I have, but I need to know that you're really in it and that you're willing and that you're in a place that you're ready to work for your sobriety, because it's not always easy and it doesn't always feel good. So if you can't do something as simple as calling and checking in and leaving a message, especially like if you can't call when things are going well, then I definitely know you're not going to call when things aren't going well, right? So if a sponsor says, call me every day, and you don't want to do that, just have that conversation, right? Maybe that person isn't the right fit for you. But as sponsors, we are perfectly allowed to have our own process and to set things up the way we feel is the best way to do them. And everybody is going to be different in that process. I don't sponsor a lot anymore. My time is really limited. I sponsor one or two people. I love doing it. I love being involved with people and watching that growth. I just don't have a ton of time, so I'm not going to take on a lot of sponsees when I can't give them the time that they need. So I just wanted to really make that point that I don't want you to overthink it, you know, and I definitely don't want you to be like scared away from the program in 12 steps because you're freaked out about the sponsor issue. If you need to take a minute and not have a sponsor in the beginning, you are perfectly allowed to do that. Don't feel like when people give you suggestions in the rooms, if they ask you if you have a sponsor, don't feel like that means they're judging you if you don't. You're judging yourself and you're judging the people that are asking you. That's where the judgment is coming in, right? It's not about somebody else judging you. It's the judgments you're making about how you feel not doing those things, right? So just don't put it on other people, but also remember, we're just people too. Like, I have issues and struggles. I have ups and downs just like you do. I'm an alcoholic too. So just because I have more practice at being sober, the only thing that's different for me today is that I am better at making myself do the things I don't want to do, right? I still have ups and downs. I have really down moments and they can last for a little while sometimes. I'm just kind of coming out of one, I think. But at this stage of the game, the only thing that saves my ass is that I know to get up off my ass and I know the steps to take, and I will reach out to people because I don't want to drink. I'm not going to do anything to compromise my sobriety. So that's the only difference. I'm just better at taking that action because I know I'm super vulnerable if I'm not feeding my sobriety and taking care of myself. But again, don't overthink it. You're not marrying the person, right? You don't have to work with them forever. If it's not the right fit and you realize that a month in or something, bail. It's okay. It's okay to say to somebody like, this isn't working out. What usually happens is people just stop calling you. As a sponsor, like people just stop calling. So that's how they break up with you. And that's all right. Like nobody as a sponsor, like I'm not dying because sponsees break up with me. It's okay. You know, we can work together later in a different capacity or something. I don't know. But don't overthink it. Don't put too much weight on that. A sponsor is not a magical person. This is not a unicorn with all the magical answers for you. It's just somebody that has been sober already, that has gone through some trials and tribulations and stayed sober. And we are happy to show you how we did it. That's all. Okay, I love these conversations. You guys keep those comments coming. I love the discussion in the group, and let me know if you need anything.